The Caribbean region is highly vulnerable to recurrent disasters such as tropical storms, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and floods. The Red Cross is working throughout the Caribbean to reduce disaster risk and strengthen emergency preparedness and emergency response programs. With funding from the Government of Canada, the Canadian Red Cross strengthens regional coordination and builds the capacity of the Guyana and Jamaica Red Cross to implement programs that reduce risks in communities vulnerable to disasters. Building capacity to manage and respond to disasters is a critical part of the Government of Canada's commitment to a more prosperous and integrated Caribbean. Without the capacity to coordinate and organize, communities can be more vulnerable to disasters. Communities need well-prepared leaders and a well-trained group of community members to respond to disasters. The Red Cross supports communities in building their resilience to disaster risk, working with local leaders, community members, and government. Red Cross engages directly in communities to prevent, prepare, and respond to disasters.
Before any disaster, in what we call peacetime, we work with the communities to firstly develop community disaster plans. These plans will speak to how the community responds when there is a disaster and demonstrate the roles the community members play within the whole community resilience process. In each community we work with, we develop something called a community disaster response team. When there's a disaster or emergency, they go out and respond, act as a response team towards reducing the impact that the hazard has on the community. During a disaster, the Red Cross works with the National Disaster Office to implement the plans that were developed prior to the disaster situation, getting relief and supplies and assistance to the areas that need it most. In the aftermath of any disaster, we work with communities, providing them with assistance and relief to promote long-term recovery. This can include health, psychosocial support, shelter, violence prevention, and water and sanitation.
The strength of the Red Cross comes from local volunteers with local knowledge, understanding, and commitment from their communities.
My name is Teddy Raffles Sugdeo. I'm from the No. 64 Community Disaster Response Team, and I'm the team leader. I joined the Community Disaster Response Team because there are a lot of people that need people to assist them and help them. We are neighbors trained in first aid and emergency response.
Volunteers and community level staff are really critical to the work of Red Cross in the Caribbean. Community members become the eyes, the ears, the actions of the Red Cross, relaying information at a national level. It's amazing to see how community disaster response teams actually evolve within the communities. Now, for most of these communities, there's disasters and they don't have anything. They don't know. They have to sit and wait and help. Now, we train them. Now, the community now have a body. They have an organization. They have people that they can turn to when something happens. So they don't necessarily have to wait and help to come from the outside.
Community members trained by the Red Cross support local-level preparedness. Community disaster response teams actively participate in local councils and provide feedback. They also play a vital role in responding to the small and medium-scale disasters in their community. The Red Cross is active throughout the Caribbean in supporting communities in building their resilience to disaster. Sustainability depends on the support and participation of the local community, the Red Cross, and the national disaster offices to work together to prevent, prepare, and respond to the disasters.